I certainly did not start out as an expert in converting sales calls, and through a lot of trial and error and keeping going, I've discovered a methodology that works really, really well. I'm Ellen Ercolini, business strategist for creative entrepreneurs, and today I'm here to talk to you about landing a sales call. So what I see happening more and more, and I think this is actually a really good thing, is that before anybody hires a service-based entrepreneur, they want to hop on the phone and talk to them. And I think this is wonderful because it gives you a sense of your personal connection, that person's energy. Do they understand you? Can they really help you? I think it's a great vetting process for both the expert and the client to make sure it's a really good fit before hopping into bed together and, forking over the money, because every connection is different. And the best thing you can do for yourself is hire somebody who you connect really well with. The problem is a lot of people out there who are having these intake calls don't know how to turn the corner from sort of interested practitioner and helpful expert to actually converting this person into a client and landing the sales call. So I'm going to talk to you about my journey with this, because I certainly did not start out as an expert in converting sales calls, and through a lot of trial and error and keeping going, I've discovered a methodology that works really, really well. So I'm going to share that with you guys today. So the first thing is, when somebody books a sales call with you, and it's sales call, it's intake call, it's a discovery session. I call mine power sesh, like book a power sesh, because it's a time that we have together to get to know each other, right? So yes, there's an objective and expectations of sales, but also it needs to be about the service as well. So just know that I'm kind of calling these a sales call right now because I'm talking about the money part, but you should message these however you want on your site. And if you call them sales calls, you might not get that many people signing up for them. Just a tip there. So is you let them know what's going to happen. So the first thing I do when I hop on the phone with somebody is I explain to them what is going to happen. So I generally say something like, the objective of this call is for me to get to know you better, right? To get to know exactly why you're interested in working with me now, your business, your stuff, your energy, and for you to get to know me better, right? For you to make a decision on if I'm the right person to help you take your business to the next level. And we'll talk about it. And at the end of this call, if it seems like a fit, which leaves the door open for it might not be, and that's okay, we'll talk about next steps, which looks like, payment plans and booking on my calendar. Or I'll leave you with some resources and recommendations of people that I think could actually help you take your business to the next level. Because not every client who hops on the phone with me is a fit for me, and I don't want them leaving the call thinking that they're broken or messed up or not good enough. I want to, help them on their journey of finding their right person. And when I start the call that way, it does so many things happen. My clients relax because it opens up this possibility that it's not going to be a fit, and so it takes the pressure off. And the way that I approach it takes the emotional charge out of it. I'm not like, okay, we're going to do this. Give me your money. Let's go. It's more like we're going to get to know each other. And then if it's a fit, we'll talk next steps, right? Which relaxes them, because everybody wants to have dinner first, right? Before you go home with somebody or, decide to get married. There's an order and operations to relationships in general, and a relationship between expert and client, and you want to really honor that. So you don't want to jump ahead in the process. If I got on the phone with people and started being like, so let's talk payment plans, it would be really jarring, right? And the clients wouldn't like that, and I bet I wouldn't land nearly as many of the wonderful clients as I do get the opportunity to work with. So I set it all up for them in a really clear, here's what to expect and here's how it's going to go away. And again, I mentioned this, but I really want to highlight this. There's no emotional attachment on my end. Yes, I'm passionate about their work. Yes, I will tell them if I believe in them and think that I can help them build their business to the next level. But I'm not sitting here being like, I need this money to pay my rent. Please pay me. Please pay me. Please pay me. Right? That weird emotional stuff around money is gone. It's the same thing as if I'm telling you what size my feet are. I wear size 9.5. It's not a big deal. I charge money for my services. It's not a big deal. If you want to work with me, awesome. If not, that's great too, because you are on your journey and you need to find your right person. And again, it lets the possibility and expectation open up, and it doesn't make it weird, which is key. Don't make it weird on your intake calls. And then at the end of the call, okay, so you've talked about what's going to happen. You've done the things that are going to happen. You get to the end of the call. Talk about the money. Be clear about that. Don't shy away from it. And especially at the beginning of the call, if you say you're going to talk about money at the end of the call, you better do it, right? Because the one thing that your clients are looking for, or potential clients at this point, is that you walk your talk and that you do what you say you're going to do. So if you say you're going to talk about money, talk about money. If you say you're going to talk next steps, talk next steps. If you say you're going to give them resources, give them resources. And from there, do what you say you're going to do. So often I end a call with clients where I'm sending them payment links or resources, or they'd like to be introduced to some of my clients for testimonials or a more personal deep dive. And I send them those things. And if I don't, you know that they're remembering that and they're thinking not trustworthy, kind of flaky, only in this for the money. Like if I had booked right then and there, would they be treating me differently? And those aren't conversations you want to get into with your potential clients. Those aren't the signs you want to send. You want to say that you are trustworthy and reliable, whether somebody works with you or not. And I guarantee if they don't work with you now, for whatever reason, they'll remember that interaction. They'll remember how you made them feel, even when they weren't able to pay you. And that will come through when they're talking about you to their friends, to their coworkers, and potentially thinking about hiring you in the future. So you need to do what you say you're going to do. Okay, so that was a lot of information. The goal here is to map out a bit of a process for your intake calls and then to practice. You know, we can't learn, this is not an academic thing. This is a doing, being, walking through that fire and getting comfortable, both taking the reins in these conversations, setting it up in a way that lets them know what to expect, but with no emotional attachment. And again, not no emotion, no emotional attachment. I certainly let my passion come through, but I'm not freaking out if they're not going to pay me. And then doing what you say at the end of the call, right? Walking your talk and being true to your word, which is one of the best things you can do for yourself as a business owner, no matter where you are on your empire building journey. Okay, so take some time with this, integrate. I would love to hear how this goes for you. So you can leave a comment on this video or hit me up on social media. And again, I'm Ellen, and I help creative business owners harness their frequency, walk their path, because everybody's path is different. That's why I do this, and make more money. To discover what that means, head on over to ellenercolini.com.